room. So, what character would you like? Any particular character?
How about Spike Stable, the one with the stable thing? Do you remember that?
The which thing?
The Stay Gold thing.
Oh, the Stay Gold?
Yes.
Oh, that one from Tom, you mean?
Yes, please.
Oh, I don't know if I have the whole thing written down. The only thing I do remember from that is it was something about beautiful people, right? It said.
I think I may remember. Hold on. I actually remember off the top of my head. This is the end, beautiful friend. Well, this is the end, beautiful friends. After more than 11 years, this is Toonami's final broadcast. It's been a lot of fun, and we would like to thank each and every one of you for taking this journey with us. Toonami wouldn't have been anything without you. So until we meet again, stay gold. Bang.
Did you get that? And see, that's why I'm a voice actor, not on camera, because I can't do that. That was awesome. Well, I'll just do the last part because that's all I can remember. Until we meet again, stay gold. Bang. That was really, really cool. You brought a tear to my eye. Wow. See, that's a gift. That is a gift. That's a gift I do not possess. But that's kind of a poignant thing for me because when we were doing that, we were doing this on the phone. I'm alone in a studio and I'm on the phone with these guys in Atlanta. And these guys are tough dudes. You know, they're cool, they're gamers, they're hip. And we're sitting on the phone with a moment of silence, and I think all of us were crying. I mean, it was so hard to say goodbye, and we didn't know. I didn't know until about 2 or 3 days before, and I think they only had maybe 2 weeks' notice, if that. And the rest of us didn't know, you know. So, man, that hurt. That was so hard. Yeah, I think we all wish it would have continued on. Good. That's how shows do come back. It does happen. Okay, we got another one over here.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, man.
I was wondering if you could tell us about the audition process for someone at your caliber of voice actor. Do they call you and say, hey, Steve, we want you to audition? Do you go to like an open call? How much direction do they give you when you do a cold read? Stuff like that.
That's a great question. And I don't even know what caliber I am, actually, because it's different every day, and it's different for every kind of job. I mean, there's some jobs, there are very, very few jobs where they'll actually call me up. On some of the game work I do, they'll call my agent, and they'll just say, we want to book Steve because we've got creatures, or we've got soldiers, or something, and they know that I can do that. But for the most part, I audition like everybody else. I have a home studio, and most of my auditions come through my agency, and so I come home at night, and I just print everything out, go into my studio and line them up and knock them down and send them out as MP3s. But I still do go out to calls all the time. There are outside casting agencies, and mostly for the commercial world, and some animation, most of the animation I do for my home. But I do go to catalog calls occasionally too, not necessarily knowing that, but I end up showing up there and there's 200 people there. I don't know if you guys know about Aflac. Have you guys heard about the Aflac duck? Well, yeah, listen, all the Aflacs in the audience. See, everybody can do that. Well, Gilbert Gottfried was the Aflac duck, and I guess he said something naughty, and he was let go. And so they opened it up for a new actor to come in, and they opened up this 800 number nationwide, and possibly worldwide, for a new Aflac duck. Well, I thought, well, I'm not going to audition for that because everybody in the world is doing it. There's no way I'm going to get booked that thing. And they actually opened up casting agencies in 5 major cities for for comics and for voice people and on-camera people to come in and do their little rendition there with a little bit of direction. And so I went to this thing and I was thinking, well, they're going to be choosing the top people from each agency, and it's probably going to be 30 or 40 people like it is at most of the casting things. And there was a line of guys there, and from every walk of the entertainment industry. But some really big people, and we were all sitting in this cattle call together, kind of twiddling our thumbs, going, we're never going to get this. But it was an interesting process, so I still do go to those things. And I also called the 800 number and recorded something from home too, just in case, because you never know. But I'm a hardworking guy, and for me, the job is really the audition process. So I put a lot into the auditions, and I put as much into the auditions as I do the jobs, and probably more. And then if I book the job, that's the bonus. And you have to love it enough to have that mentality, or you'll never survive. Okay, who's next?
What's your favorite moment from voice acting, or just the funniest thing that's happened with voice acting?
The funniest thing that's happened voice acting? Well, there have been a few. I guess after the fact, one of the funniest things would have been when I passed out in a studio and I heard the incident in another studio about 2 months later because they were passing it around. Another thing that was pretty ridiculous was I was in a studio once doing what they call wall-up, which is background voices. If there's like a group scene or something. So they usually get a group of us together. We do, say there's a scene in a restaurant or something, we make all the noise of everybody in the restaurant. Well, this particular booth was very, very small. And it was really designed for one person comfortably, two people a little uncomfortably. Any more than that was just icky. And so they shoved 5 of us into this booth. And we were doing this Walla scene, and there are 4 guys and 1 girl, and we're all pretty big people, and we're in the middle of this Walla scene, and I forgot what we were doing at the time. But there's a girl in there who was the girlfriend of, I think, the director or somebody, and she was like an Uber fan. And I didn't, you know, she was kind of glomping on the way in, and it was all good. We kind of got through that, and I thought it was fine. And so she comes in there with us, and we're doing this Walla thing. And a couple minutes into the scene, I feel a finger go up my hind parts. And I thought it was one of the guys being stupid, and it kind of shocked me. And it's a very small booth with a glass on the front of it. They call it a whisper room. And it's about the size of a refrigerator. And so you can imagine 5 people in there is already uncomfortable. So I'm in this thing, the finger goes up, and spit and stuff comes out all over the window. And it was disgusting. We were all kind of grossed out by it. The engineer had to come out and wipe it off. It was really disgusting. But what was a little bit creepier was it was this guy's girlfriend who ended up being the culprit doing that. So I didn't quite know what to say. It was really awkward after that moment. I was going to come up with another one, but it's a little too early in the day. I'll save that for a late night thing. We'll have to see it on YouTube. Yeah, we should go on to another question, because it's going to get ugly.
What's your vocal range, and what do you do when you have a sore throat on the job?
What do I do when what?
You have a sore throat on the job.
Oh, well, I have a sore throat on the job most of the time, because I scream a lot. My vocal range, I don't even know what that would be comparatively. Probably, I would guess 2 or 3 octaves, I guess, if you would put it in those terms. Depending on how deep the finger goes when I'm in the booth. I can start pretty low, but if that finger's in deep, I'll go real high. I don't know, I guess something like Grunt or Wolverine, Grunt from Mass Effect or Wolverine would be the deeper part of my range. And then I went all the way up to something like Porygon from Digimon for the high part of the range. So I guess I can go pretty far in those terms. It's not going to be pretty like an opera singer, but that's my range. And then I do have a sore throat a lot, and I carry these Chinese herbal throat drops. They're called Golden Throat, and I'm still not sure what's in them, but they work like magic, and they don't make me hallucinate, so I guess they're okay to use. Yeah, but we have a Chinatown in LA, and I go to Chinatown, I just buy them by the case, and I'm known as the pusher of these things. I just hand them out to all my friends when we're coughing blood in the studio. And yeah, I have to do something almost every day. I work a lot, fortunately, and I strain my throat almost every day, but I try to be careful enough so I don't blow it out completely. And I'll just drink peppermint tea, and sleep is probably the most important thing. That's how I recover. So, you know, I'll be bloody one day and callous the next. Okay, who's next? Back here, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
I was just wondering, if you didn't get the part of Orochimaru on Naruto, what other role would you want? Like, what other character would you want if you didn't get Orochimaru?
Well, I always seem to want Sasuke. But for different reasons. I don't know. I mean, what could be better than Orochimaru for me? I can't think of me in any other role, really. Orochimaru kind of satisfied my sick parts. So, for me, that was the juiciest role of all. I can't even imagine doing anything else on that show. I don't know. I certainly can't do Naruto's voice. I can't do Sasuke's voice. And you know, all my friends are in those roles too, so to covet something that one of my other friends have done, I can't do it. I just can't do it. It hurts me. So that's a good question, though. I'll think about that and get back to you at the next convention. Okay, over here.
Hi again. I actually found it really interesting. On Friday at the autograph session, you mentioned the tattoo on your arm to one of your fans, who I was kind of behind. And I thought it would be interesting for the rest of everybody here to figure out what it means.
Okay, anybody? Any guesses?
Bang.
There it is. Did you hear that? This is Bang. This is actually the last thing that Spike said before he keeled over in the last episode of Cowboy Bebop. And I ripped it from YouTube and I stuck it in my computer, and it's an exact version. So if you have a reader that'll actually play that on your computer, it would work. So, anyway, Spike lives on forever.
Okay, I'm a huge fan, and I have one question to ask. If all the characters you voiced then got into a big fight, who would you think would win?
Leron, because they'd all run away. Imagine Wolverine and Leron fighting. Oh no, Bob. Homie, don't play that. Okay, next.
Hey Steve, I have a question and a request. I was wondering, it's kind of generic, how do you get into character, and also if you please welcome us all to Stygia.
I didn't hear the second part.
If you could welcome us all to Stygia, Bulletstorm, the intro,